Hi traders all. In this important video we want to discuss discipline and emotional control. One of the issues that hurt day traders. This is a dark horse for most of us. And why is it a dark horse? Because as opposed to a factory that's producing products, or a businessman like a lawyer or a dentist, and again maybe a lawyer is not a great example, but a dentist is a great example. A dentist is like a day trader, as he works a limited number of hours per day. People are coming in with various issues. One has a toothache, other needs braces, other needs his teeth getting clean, other needs complicated and expensive procedures. So basically he moves around with various tasks, and the patient sits in the chair in front of him, and his assistant are doing the job, and most of the time he knows the procedures. There are no issues. From time to time there will be issues that they encounter, like a botched procedure, and the procedure that it takes, instead of taking an hour, takes 3 hours and costs more money, and he needs to deal with obviously the finances and so forth. So it's not a smooth ride. So being a dentist is not like I don't know, a normal 9 to 5 job. Day trading is the same. You're dealing with various situations during the trading day. You have a limited resources, so it's you that are making the decision. Obviously you don't have unlimited money, nor unlimited time, nor unlimited stocks that you can trade, nor unlimited resources and strategies. And from time to time the market serves you with great trading scenarios, and you need to take advantage of them. And sometimes the market is not serving you a great trading scenario. You need to acknowledge that. So yesterday was an example where the market served us this horrible scenario. This is the market yesterday, where the market basically is doing nothing for hours in a row. You think it's moving up, it's faking it. You think it's moving down, it's faking it as well, and the result is one big zero. And this is the result of trading yesterday, the S&P. And you needed to go to trade energy stocks on the long side, and some biotech stocks, and obviously there are stocks from various reasons are moving way stronger than the market. Some of them are easily to observe. Let me bring now our list. If you remember, we analyzed in one of the videos the power list, which was totally powerless. Let's take a look at this list. And the prerequisites of this list are similar to the power list, but they are lesser in the demands. So for example, the range, instead of being range percentage, instead of being 10, is only 8. Hold on. This number is only 8. Volume instead of 5 million is only 4. Percentage change in price is only 4, and the only one that's we stay is we don't want to look at stocks under $10. And in the morning session, this should be 6, this should be 3 million, and should change is 4, let's say 4. And again, if you don't get enough candidates in the list, you play with those numbers. You play with those numbers, and you need at least anywhere between 5 to 8 candidates. If you get 14 candidates, it's already too much. Okay? But at least you have candidates to search from, and you need the timing, or the right timing. And of course, let's go and watch this MUR, which was a great mover. Hold on a second. But if you miss this move, and the move ended You can see this move, guys, early in the morning, and by the time the clock read 11 plus, it was nearly impossible to make any money. So that's 5 hours here, no money for us. 5 hours. Okay, so it's clear that entering this no pullback zone was very tough. And what if anything has to do with the discipline and emotions? You know what happens when you see a stock moving higher and you're looking for trades, and most likely you're encountering a loser here and there and thinking, okay, something's flawed with my system. How come I didn't see these Murphy oil or energy stocks moving higher? And the reason for that is that you know, it's an exercise. Yesterday it was very tough to observe. Now, had you observed, you could have acted. But if you are busy like a bee, the way a day trader is in the morning, and things need to be done very, very fast. In this case, fast is crucial for this type of trade. But this is not the only stock. Let me give you another example in the market. So energy was great in the morning session and then they die. Okay? But let's take a look at another example. Let's take a look at this stock, for example, Unity Software. This stock is from time to time coming to our attention. It's a good intraday mover. Volume yesterday was 24 million shares. So what happens in this stock? It does move higher in the morning, and then you can see here from 11:30 until what's the time here? 1 pretty much. So that's an hour and a half. Hold on a second. An hour and a half here. That's 90 minutes. Is it enough time to take a trade here? And what kind of a trade do you need to take here? Again, take a look at the chart, and because this is our job, looking at charts, analyzing charts. That's why during our presentations we are only looking at charts, because we are, like we said many times, we are doers. We're not talking about doing things. We need to do the thing. We are like teaching you how to fly. Okay, you can't teach anybody how to fly or how to pull a tooth out if this guy is not looking in somebody's mouth and he sees you actually how you pull out the teeth. This is basically it. So it's not as violent as pulling teeth, which is a job of a dentist. Horrible. Anyway, although some people love it and making a very good live out of it. So you can see here, let me draw it actually clearly. The stock sits for an hour and a half at the VWAP. So what can you do as a day trader? You see that the trend is higher. The stock is probably in the list. Probably, I'm not sure. It's possible that it's not in the list and it's making it to the list only by the end of the trading day. But let's say it is in the list. If it's not in the list, there are others. But I'm giving you an example where time is money and it sits on our side. Sometimes the stock will run higher very fast, gone, and then you immediately think you need to run into the next trade because it's going to go away. You lose your discipline, you lose your emotions, and this is exactly what happens here. A trade like this one, you can control your emotion because this trade is sitting and waiting and waiting. And all you need to do is risk 10 cents here, risk 10 cents. So if I'm looking at this chart and I know that my stop loss is 28.35, I can buy 28.40 or 28.45. So I can risk 10 cents on this trade, and this pattern spans an hour and a half. So I have clear, the picture is clear. Now, can this trade fail? Obviously it can fail. So if it fails, you lose 10 cents times whatever. Let's say it's a $20,000 position, so you risk instead of 20 cents, you risk half of that, you risk $100. So 10 cents are worth on a $20,000 position, $100. Big deal. The alternative is, sorry, that the stocks moves from 28.40 to 29.70 and you close the trade at 29.40 at the close. So that's $1. And this is 10 to 1. Let me draw it so everybody will understand. 10 to 1 risk reward. Okay, now I dare you to go on your own and find me anywhere in the New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, Forex, Bitcoin, a 10 to 1 trade where the risk is only 1 unit and the reward is 10 units. Go ahead and do it, and come with a result and post them in our YouTube, not YouTube, on our email, or in one of the basically YouTubes that you can make, you know, obviously any remarks on and comment and just post. I want to see one post with one, not even a day trading instrument like stocks, anything, Forex, Bitcoin, long term, short term, anything. So the being that we're talking about, and the concept of this video is how to take control of your discipline and of your emotion. You take control of out of your discipline and emotion by not acting aggressively, and at times you need to act aggressively in stocks. There's no question, but where do you find a job that's like us, 6-7 hours, a pilot, a dentist, a taxi driver, where acting neurotically is progressive and helpful to the decision? It's not like our job is so unique. I mean, sometimes you need to be aggressive. Most of the time you don't need to be aggressive. You need to be smart to make money. This is one of those examples. Okay, so again, emotions are high. You're getting in and out of Tesla 25 times per hour. That comes to 500 trades per day. Let's say you don't pay commission. By the end of the trading day, most likely you're brain dead. And now you have this decision here in front of you, where you know what you're doing 100%, and you know what is your risk 100%. Everything is in front of you. You just need, obviously it's not very easy to figure out this trade if you're not used to buying from support. Okay, but we talked about this in so many times in our channel. Okay, so this is tough to observe because we're always looking for this type of trades here, entering at 28.70 instead of at 28.40 or 45. So remember, the lesser the risk, the better your control of your emotions, and emotions are harmful, not only to day traders, to everybody. And many people leave this business because they're controlling their emotions. Their control of their emotion is horrible, and they lose money because of that. And that's not only way where you need to control your emotion, because now the second part is it's only in our head. Okay, I risk 10 cents here on this move. Okay, so 20 cents is enough. I don't need $1. 20 cents, that's already 2 to 1. I'm already a winner. I will shave off in this trade 20 cents, which is 1%, so that's $200. So you take $200 instead of $1,000. What does it mean? It means that a dentist is doing a procedure that he can get paid 1,000 and he gets paid 200. That's pretty much the same thing. Or a pilot is, instead of getting paid $1,000 per flight, whatever, maybe that's the flight for a good pilot or experienced pilot flying a plane from, I don't know, New York to London, maybe more, I don't know. But can he live with a fifth of his salary? How is he coming home even with a fifth of his salary? He's not coming home to his wife. He doesn't have a wife anymore. Okay, so now guys, how many times can we find trades like this? So slow and cooperative, and not that many. As much as we cannot find great trades, this is an amazing trade if you think about it. One of the most amazing trades a day trader can be served with. Everything is slow, you enter the trade and suddenly it moves up a 10-to-1 risk reward, and on 200 a $20,000 position yields you in this case a 10%, sorry, it's a 5% move, my mistake, but it's a grand, you know, anyway you look at it, it's a grand. So I nearly said 2 grand, okay, my mistake. It's a 5% intraday move. I'm also getting excited here. So emotions are not part of this technical pattern. When emotions are taking part, when there is no technical pattern, when you're FOMOing the trade, when you don't know exactly what you're doing, where you're running, you're thinking that you're doing something. And so sometimes it will work, sometimes it won't work. If you look at again at the price action in Unity, take a look at this basically consolidation, and then the move higher, which is, you know, nice, but and then that's the gift. The market is giving us a chance here to take very little risk with a lot of reward. I mean, we don't know anything about the reward, but we know about the risk. We know that the risk is 10 cents. Okay? It can be 5 cents, it can be 15 cents. That's up to you. You know one thing for sure. Under 28.34 you will be out, or let's say another 5 cents. Okay, so again, knowing and trading, having traded Unity before, it's very liquid. Okay, so a $20 position here is 1,000 shares. It's meaningless. Why? When it starts to move higher, you can see the volume pick up, and that's 31,000 shares, and that's another 100,000 shares. So there was, on this move higher, volume came in, a lot of volume, like 200,000 shares in 10 minutes. That's why it moved so nicely. It ended up nearly $1.50 at one point. Yeah, sorry, $1.30 at one point. Again, a huge risk reward. That's what we're looking for. Okay, so now you know that your risk is half of your normal risk. You can increase your position. But let's say you're not doing it because yesterday it was horrible day. That's not earnings time. You cannot assume that the volume will come in. It's lunchtime, and many people are telling us and me, and we don't trade over lunch because there is no volume. That's BS. That's BS. It's a huge mistake. You need to trade over lunch the right stocks. How do you find the right stocks? You screen for them specially. And when you screen for those stocks and you trade the right stocks, you by definition eliminate emotions from your trading. You are more disciplined. How likely are you to discipline when you to become a disciplined trader when you know that your worst case scenario is you lose $200? And if it's too much for you, you decide from the beginning. You decide $100. Now, if you don't have that decision before you enter a trade, you're gonna react very, very emotionally, and most likely will lack any discipline. When the trade is gonna work, you're gonna sell it ahead of time. When it's not gonna work, maybe you're gonna close it in time, and sometimes a trade that's not working will cause huge damage. And that's mentally disturbing to a day trader, because then instead of making money, you know that you're not coming back. Maybe you're leaving for the day, or maybe you start doing, forcing trades just to recover the loss, which is unique to our business, because even if a dentist is not charging and the procedure will last, instead of 25 minutes, 3 hours, and maybe he's not able to charge more, at least he's not on paper losing his money. So maybe he's going to get anxious, and I don't know, I've never been a dentist. So let's recoup here. Discipline, emotions are part of day trading. Whenever we fail, those two notorious attributes come to life immediately. Anytime I fail on a trade, used to fail on many trades, these nasty emotions are coming out, and you're thinking, yes, somebody is against me, the market is against me, the market makers, Nasdaq himself is coming down to hurt us, which is obviously crazy. So coming back to reality, you can trade over lunch, you can trade in the morning, you can trade, I don't want to say that you need to trade in the last 15 minutes, but you can trade after 3 p.m. as well if you know what you're doing. It's all a matter of risk reward, holding up to your emotions, and the worst decision making is when you don't have a plan. And if you have time to make a plan, the results are going to be way better, even if you fail on the trade. So in this case, the trade fails, so you lose $100. Okay, 2 seconds later, you won't remember this trade. But guys, you need to remember these patterns, because these patterns that span a long period, the longer the period, the longer the base. That's I don't remember the second part of this proverb, but the longer the base, the higher in the space. I'm not sure about that, but this is yesterday. The market did nothing. Unity, again, morning session, we missed many trades. Then it comes lunch. There will be a trade where you're not going to miss. This is the one. Okay, can this trade feed you for the whole day? No. But at least this one can cover 3 losses of 1%. This is 4%. This one covers 3 nasty losses if you made mistakes, and as long as your mistakes are not more than 1%, which is obviously under the discipline target. So you have discipline, you don't lose more than 1%. And you can go to a rough patch and you lose 4 in a row. Fine. Look at this mini trade, let's call it, 4%, covering all your losses. This trade brings your set of beliefs in trading back to life immediately. Okay, guys, I think it was illuminating enough. Please like, subscribe, share everything that you can help us with this channel. And obviously, do comment if you have anything interesting to comment. We'll gladly see you in our next video, and hopefully soon, very soon, maybe as soon as Friday, we will announce our live sessions. So YouTube live, I'm not sure about that, because we are still not sure about the procedure and how the number of hours that we will work, and I don't know how many will join, obviously, but that's fine. Okay, so thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you in the next video, or we'll announce when we're coming on live.